Hey guys, welcome to Connect with Katie. I'm so glad that you can join me. I just wanted to let you know the program that I use for my awesome podcast. It's called Anchor. This program is free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone and your computer. Also, will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Also, you can make money with no minimum listenership. Best thing is everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the KT Talk Show, formerly known as Connect with KT. Today, I have my guest that I have on for the second time now, which I'm super excited about and very appreciative of you asking to come on again, Kamla. She wanted to specifically talk about remaining balanced despite the triggers that we have in our life. So Kamla, why don't you go ahead and just give yourself a short introduction, and then we'll start with the questions.
Hey, thanks, Katie. So I'm a professional life coach and business consultant, and I specialize in mindset and personal development strategy. I help persons to achieve life balance and to thrive in all aspects of their life.
Amazing. Well, thank you for that introduction. So the first question that I have is, why do we get triggered and triggered in the sense of negative emotions?
All right. So there are three core negative emotions that can be triggered within us: anger, fear, and sadness. Whether it's a person or situation that triggers one or more of our negative emotions, it is necessary for us to process it, because these emotions really help us to learn and grow as a person. So we get triggered because we need to learn something about ourselves and to evolve. A trigger really teaches us what is important to us or what we are attached to. It also teaches us our story and what lies in our subconscious mind. The awareness of this can then help us to decide how we want the issue to affect us, whether we have control over it or not, whether we can do something about it or not. Now, many times people do not feel empowered to deal with their triggers. So, one technique that can really help us with this is visualization, and visualizing the outcome of the situation that we want. So imagine how that conversation will go and how easy it was to resolve it. Whether it's beyond your expectations or whether you were fearful or angry in the process, you visualize how you want it to go. Then you could go on to deal with it in the physical reality as if you have that expectation of how it will go. So that's one way in which we can really deal with our trigger, and we really do we do attract it because we need something from it. We need to learn about ourselves, and we need to grow past whatever is being triggered within us. We need to heal it and keep on growing.
Yeah. Do you mind sharing like one quick little visualization example that somebody could do? That maybe that's a trigger that seems to be pretty common in your clients.
Okay, so usually, for example, if someone is being triggered with anger, like you get totally upset, maybe your spouse came home late and he's constantly coming home late, or she's constantly coming home late, and you're communicating it, and there are no changes that are being made. The way in which you can deal with that level of anger is to close your eyes and you have that conversation with your spouse at a very compassionate level, and you can also see this anger evaporating into the thin air and replace that emotion with joy and love and compassion. This is a process in which you can really look at your internal world. What is it that is really affecting you? And replace that experience with what you want to experience in the physical reality.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. That's very helpful. The second one. So the other question is, there's so much that you cannot control in your life, and also like to deal with. How can someone remain balanced despite life's challenges that we face?
Okay, so I'm going to give you three tips on how we can remain balanced despite life's challenges. Firstly, we need to know our emotions. So, knowing your emotions or your reaction to something unexpected or unpleasant can help you to deal with that challenge better. Balance ideally comes from feeling balanced in your internal world, and that's something we must understand. Having balanced thoughts and emotions, feeling that level of ease, flow, and calm on the inside will really help us to connect to that on the outside because it gives the mind that to look for. You feel it, and your mind knows that this is what you're looking for in the physical reality. So get emotionally self aware and then deliberately aim to manage yourself in your social life and your personal relationships with that level of awareness. I use the words deliberately aim because it can really help you to know that it's a personal decision you have to make. I mean, throughout our lives, we await decisions from others. We depend on others to make decisions for us. And we may keep on making the excuse, well, I'm waiting on him to decide, or I'm waiting on her to decide and to let me know before we make that decision for ourselves. So, really owning your power in the process and making a decision in your internal world to manage yourself better as you deal with the situation or the person can really help you a far way in striking that balance in your life. Now, secondly, you can manage your self talk and shift your language to feel more positive. Now, if your initial response is, why is this happening to me? My life is such a mess. I'm always the one to get hurt and be unfairly treated, then you will feel like a mess. That is a victimization mindset. That is you putting yourself down and trying to downplay what is happening. That will not help you because it will only keep making you feel sorry for yourself and you will be expecting others to feel sorry for you. That is in no
Right.
form or fashion being responsible and accountable for your thoughts and your emotions. I mean, you are the leader of your thoughts and emotions. And when you own your power to that extent, then you will be able to elevate and get out of the problem. So if you manage your self talk and manage what is happening in that moment, that you have a better understanding and better control of how to shift the energy altogether. And you can do this by just taking a deep breath. I mean, we underestimate the power of a deep breath. And when we're caught up in busy energy, our breathing becomes very shallow. So take a few deep breaths to just calm the energy down. Choose to think of your challenges as just another phase of growth or something is here to teach you to evolve, or maybe there is an opportunity in this story for you, or maybe this is just a character building moment. Whatever you choose to associate that challenge with, that is what you will feel about it. So if you think of it as an opportunity, then you get excited that, you know what, there's something to learn and grow from this. And, it's going to give me something for my benefit to keep on, moving me towards the goals that I have for myself. So the effects of the situation will just not floor you anymore, but really push you forward.
Hmm.
Ideally, it's mindset. It's really your mental strength, and it's going to be dependent on the story you tell yourself as you face your challenges. Now, to balance the negative and the positive, you don't need a special ceremony. And that's something that we really need to understand.
Hmm.
We can integrate it seamlessly into our everyday routine just by attaching a new meaning to what we're already doing. For example, when you're having a bath, you can just tell yourself that you're washing away all the negative stuff that took place during the day and you're now feeling into your natural state of abundance and well being. You soak yourself up into those thoughts. I mean, you do it with awareness that this is what I'm doing. I'm just washing it away and I'm just feeling into the abundance that is available to me and that I am. When you take that approach, you really shift your energy and you give your mind something more to work with. Like when you're driving your car, for example, you can tell yourself that you're now in control of your thoughts and your emotions, just as you're in control of the vehicle that you're driving. Simple things like that can help you to remain focused and balanced on the inside. And my personal favorite is the tree pose in yoga. So when I made balance a priority in my life, I chose to do the tree pose in yoga every day. And I told myself with every day I am getting better and being balanced, because when I started it, I was off balance, of course. But every time you practice the pose and you're able to balance yourself more, it gives you something to measure the way in which you're progressing towards having a balanced life. So now I mastered the pose, and now I tell myself, well, yes, I now have the art of balance in my life because I attached meaning to doing that action. I attached the meaning of knowing to myself that as I improve on balancing myself in this pose, I am improving myself in balancing my life. So that's how I go about that. And thirdly, make self-care a priority every day. That is like my that is my third tip. Like, make self-care a priority until it becomes a habit, and make sure you plan for it. And this is because many times we really neglect ourselves, and we get caught up in busy energy, that we lose that sense of balance when we are in that state, and unexpected situations come before us. When we choose to take those few minutes out of every day to do what makes us feel alive and well, we balance the energy. And so we are in a better state of mind to deal with challenges. We have clearer thoughts, we make better decisions, whether it's a bubble bath, a walk around the block, whether it's meditation, yoga, exercise, whatever feels appealing to you, make it a priority and look forward to it. Don't make it a task on your checklist, because you won't derive the benefits of it. Your mind will just think it's something else for you to do or something else for you to get done. You got to make preparations for it. You can do it the night before and make it a part of your morning routine. Look forward to it. You know, you can get your clothes out, you set your alarm clock, you make notes, get organized, and just make that an intention to be organized. So when you really make self-care a priority, it really helps you to give your mind something to look forward to. And you know to yourself too that this is you putting yourself first. This is you taking care of your needs and you nurturing your personal space as you keep on growing and evolving in this time space reality. So those are my three tips.
Yeah, those are good tips. And I also think in the last one, when you're saying make self care a priority, a lot of mothers, for example, and you do kind of put in the self care in your checklist, like, oh, I probably should do this today, or maybe in the next couple of days. But no, you're saying, this needs to be something that you program in your mind that needs to be done, every single day and make time for it so that you're feeling better.
Yeah, you're
Which leads,
deriving that benefit. Yeah.
yeah, right. Which leads me into the third question. What advice would you give to those who feel overwhelmed, lost, and they just feel off balance?
Um, Well, my first advice would be to let persons know that you have the power to tame the energy. So do it. I mean, a balanced life, personally and professionally, is important to thrive. And often they overlap, and the stress of one or both can break us down mentally, emotionally, and physically. It is your responsibility to choose in the process and become the leader of your thoughts and emotions. You have the power to do this, and you can do it. You have to believe, in particular, that life balance is something that you can achieve, so that your mind is able to cooperate with you. Your body is able to cooperate with you as you move towards striking that balance in both your personal and your professional life. Secondly, life is what you make of it, right? Challenges will always present themselves. They will always knock you off balance. But if you have a personal development strategy in place and you work on your mindset, you will feel confident, you will have resilience and enough of it to thrive in any challenging situation. I mean, I've had 3 pregnancies in 4 years. I've been knocked off balance when I wanted to focus on my home and business. I had to adjust and I tried to understand what the lessons were from those situations. I've also been the target for competition in the office, and that led to toxic relationships. I removed those cards. I took responsibility for what belonged to me in those relationships, and I let go of what didn't serve my highest good. These are decisions I had to make with myself on the life that I want to live and how I wanted those uncontrollable situations to affect me, because those relationships were not healthy for me. Holding on to them were not healthy for me. Thinking that those people were bad or they were unfair or they should have known better and what kind of people are them just would not have helped me in any way to progress and be a better version of myself. So I just needed to take the lesson out of the situation and keep on moving. And in general, you are who you are based on what you need as a person to learn and grow. I mean, don't hurt yourself over your reality. There is a choice, and you can rework your current momentum by recreating what you want to think and feel in the moment. And this is something that people or everyone really need to be confident about. You need to have that level of trust and faith that you can recreate what you think and what you feel in the moment. And the visualization technique that I shared earlier is something that you can practice to help you to recreate that feeling.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you. That was wonderful. And as you were talking, I know I didn't want to forget to have you. You mention anything before we get off here. If you have, I know you have your momentum training, but if you have anything else that you want to share, I do also. I also noted that there was an assessment that you can take on your website, and I thought maybe you could just share a little bit about that.
Yes. So, if there's anyone who really wants to know where they sit in their current personal and professional life, where they are in their life's balance, I offer a free assessment on my website, https://revive.coach/wheel of life.
Hmm.
This Wheel of Life assessment really gives you an idea of what is important to you, which areas of your life you feel fulfilled, which areas of your life you think need improvement. And in the end, you can draw your wheel so that you have an idea of how you're wobbling in life, which area you need to focus on, and how you can really restore your balance. It gives you enough guidance to help you to restore balance in your life. So it's a really an incredible assessment that you can take, and you can take the ownership and responsibility to get it done so that you know exactly what you are doing and the kind of decisions you're making, and how the factors in various aspects of your life, for example, your health or your finance or the level of fun and recreation you're having, how these different factors are impacting the decisions that you're making. It will really help you to gain perspective on what is happening in your life and the story that you're telling yourself.
Yeah, and then also your on your website as well, you have a few other things. I know I mentioned the momentum training. But is there anything in relation to what we were talking about today as far as, dealing with triggers and knowing like self-care? Is there anything specifically, on your website that you could share right now that would, help with triggers and reminding, with self-care as well?
Okay, so on the website, persons will find healing and coaching services. I mean, there are some triggers, for example, that we grow up having, and they can end up being energetic daggers that really impact us and create blockages in our lives. So, if persons know that there's something that they're bringing with them from childhood, then we would more advise them to do like a healing call, which you can get on the website, or you can have Reiki being done. You can do a chakra detox. You can do a soul reading. There are those options available to you. You can also have a single session coaching with me so that we can really dive deep into what's happening, what you want to change right now in the moment, and recreate that all together. So there are other options available for persons to really heal, transform, and co-create their life and deal with their triggers energetically and with more guidance from a coach so that they can move past it faster.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, and your and I've been on your website, and her just for everybody that's listening, the website is very easy to navigate, and the assessment, looks fairly easy to fill out. So I appreciate you sharing, those as well. I do not have any other questions for you, but if there's anything else that you would like to share, feel free. Otherwise, I think that would be it for today.
Yeah, just to let person know too that on our website they can connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube.